Okay, so first you're going to see me logging into my CreateSpace account. And here I'm just going back to my past coloring books. Oh, I hate those pop-ups. I'm just picking one of my past coloring books so that you can see when you've set up projects, they will remain in your CreateSpace account. This was my Heartful Meow coloring book, and I'm checking to make sure that I used the 8.5 by 11 size, just because it's been a couple years and I didn't remember what size I used. So I do want to make sure that I set up my newest coloring book the same size that all my previous ones were set up. Now I'm adding a new title, and I'm not 100% sure of what the title of this one's going to be. Obviously, it'll be Animals of Inspiration because the first Animals of Inspiration was called Animals of Inspiration. But I want to add something else to it, and I can always come back and change this. It's not a big deal. So I'm just going to select something, make something up to begin with. So that, I can get started on the project. I just want the project set up so that I have it to come back to as I get the files set up and the specifications chosen. So once you set up your title, you're going to be taken to an information page where you can add a subtitle. Obviously, I was having problems typing today. A lot of the letters on my keyboard are rubbed off at this point. My computer is about 7 years old, so I kept typing the wrong letters and had to go back and correct it. Now, my name is Melly. I do put Melanie in there in case people do search for my full first name. I tend to add myself as illustrated by and designed by because I do illustrate it and design it. You are welcome to add your own name to whatever roles you want. You can also add other people's names, if there's somebody else who contributed a foreword or an afterword, etc. The publication date is usually just set as the date that you set up the project, so I kind of just let that go. And then I always choose the free CreateSpace assigned ISBN. It's super easy. There's really no reason that you would need to choose anything else. If you're just an independent self-publisher, that is. I do copy the ISBN numbers that they give me, and I usually just paste it into Notepad or, an email or something like that so that I have it somewhere when I need to input it into my book layout. For coloring books, I choose black and white. Here you can see I'm choosing a different size. I'm choosing the 8.5 by 11 because I did double check, and that's what my other coloring books were set at. Paper color white, and then I usually just download the blank Word template. You can just click on any of these links so that I have that on my computer. From there, I'm saving my project. Oh, and it won't let me save because I don't have an interior file yet, but the project's already begun to be set up, so I can close out of that pretty easily. Now, this is a quick part 2 of this video. I've opened the Illustrator file where I have vectorized and saved each of the pages to this new coloring book in a separate artboard. You can see that I've set it up so there's 7 across. It doesn't really matter how you lay out your artboards. I prefer Illustrator because I work most quickly and easily in it. I'm clicking on this to show you when it's selected that these are all converted to shapes already. So that makes it easy, when I'm importing maybe part of this artwork to use as my cover design. And I'm just scrolling through it so that you can see I wanted there to be a total of 42 illustrations. There are currently 39, and so I've got 3 more illustrations to do before I can add that. Now I'm going in here to show you the other pages that I've saved out of my previous files. So I have an About the Author page because these are the pages that I want to edit for my new book. My son's no longer 6, he's now 9. And I have, different professional roles as well. This was my bye-bye page for my original coloring book. And, the links are different now. I've changed websites. I may want to add in some other information. And then I also open up a couple other pages that I have incorporated into my first coloring books that, again, I would just want to change the information on these. So obviously copyright would be 2018, and I'll have a new ISBN and ISBN 13. This page is required for your book, as so is the title page. And your name on this page must match the name that you have used for your file setup with CreateSpace. And now I'm just walking you through the entire coloring book file for Coloring Austin Animals, which was a coloring book I was commissioned to create by the Austin a no-kill animal shelter. And I'm just scrolling through so you can see there is a blank page that I've inserted after each illustration. That is to ensure that the back of each illustration prints blank, because I don't want people to have to worry about things bleeding through. I want them to be able to just, tear out a page and color on it and not have to worry about color, bleeding through, or texture if you put a lot of pressure on your colored pencils, bleeding through the other side. So this is the order of the pages that we used for the Coloring Austin Animals coloring book. Anytime there's a blank page, that's because the back of that page is left blank. What's no kill, they decided to add this information. And then each illustration, they gave me a little paragraph about the animal to put at the bottom of the page, so that each illustration does have extra meaning. These are just ideas for you. You can include whatever information you want, as many extra text pages as you want. You could put in pages with, black and white photos or other illustrations. You can really include anything that you want within your coloring book itself. It's just a matter of laying it out, making sure when you lay it out that you know which pages are going to be printed on both sides and which are only going to be printed on one side, and then to remember to leave blank pages or add blank pages into your document at the end for those non-printed sides. And that's pretty much it for this video. I'm going to be recording more this weekend as I draw the final coloring pages and create vector files, add them to my artboards in Illustrator, export the final file, and then put the whole thing together in a PDF format using Adobe Acrobat. So stay tuned, more is coming in the next couple of days. Bye, guys.